Let's see, I've gone down the grocery list. I've got some of the things. Let's get the rest. What do they say? To make an omelet, you gotta break some eggs. To make chow chow, you gotta pick some cabbage. Let's go pick some cabbage. Now this one's got some really nice outside leaves that we're gonna enjoy, but its head still's got a ways to go. That one's head's got a little ways to go. But this one is good and ready. Doesn't have too many outside leaves left on it. Those worms kind of got after it. Where are you? It's not the biggest cabbage I've ever had, but that is fine. I never knew till recently you could use regular baking soda and water to clean your vegetables. So we're gonna take this in the house. We're gonna take off all these leaves. We're gonna soak them in a little bit of baking soda and water and get the worm castings, because there are gonna be some worm castings down in here, and we don't wanna flavor our food with that, of course. But okay, we got a nice cabbage. What else do we put in a chow chow? We're gonna get some green tomatoes. And as I was coming up in Wyoming, they never heard of chow chow. They called it last of the garden. But last of the garden basically means whatever vegetables you have left. So we got a lot of choices here. Let's go look at some beets. Another reason we didn't take all the beets out earlier on this first batch is I wanted a couple of them for this chow chow. And that looks like a turnip. Well, that's a little turnip from that first round, and that's all I really need for the chow chow. Let's see if we have any carrots. We've been thinning these out, and as you know, this variety doesn't get very long, but these are good and mature. Now that'll give us some red and some orange in this chow chow. While we're out here, let's get a couple little turnip for dinner. These are beautiful. That's all I need. I think I want one more beet. This comes out around 3. That is great. For this chow chow, the ingredients are going to be cabbage, green tomatoes, which I've got a ton throughout this whole area. We'll grab those here in a second. I'm going to add some carrots for color. Got some beets for color. I'm going to eat those turnips for tonight. We picked onions yesterday. We picked garlic the other day. Those last really good on the counter, so we're good there. I want to see if we have a pepper that's ready to come in. I've got one up in a container that's just turning red. We're going to add that. That's all you need for your chow chow. You could add other things if you want. Anything that you can pickle, you can make chow chow with. The way we make chow chow, it's a couple-day process. Today we'll cut up the vegetables and we'll add the salt. Then tomorrow we'll go ahead and pickle them. I'm not going to bore you with all of that, but at the end of this video, there's a link to how I make chow chow. The ingredients may be a little different, but that's what makes it fun. That's why they call it last of the garden in Wyoming, because it's usually whatever's left over. Oh, and since we staked the peppers, look at that. That's a nice banana pepper. That's going to be a nice addition to our chow chow. Let's see if we have anything else. Oh, did somebody say jalapeno? It's down in there. Oh, we got like 3 here. I guess we're going to be making spicy chow chow. A couple jalapenos, banana pepper. This one's starting to get a little blush on it, so I'm not going to take it for the chow chow. But we got a bunch that we can pick. I know. I said green. These aren't green, these are ripe. But I'm bringing these in. These are going to be wonderful. How do you like to preserve your garden? As we move through the next 60 days of this warm weather, you know what we call summer when it's supposed to be hot? Things are going to start coming on. And make sure if you have anything in containers, keep them watered well. In the deep mulch garden, things might actually look like they're a little puny during the hottest part of the day. But once it cools off or they get a little shade, they'll perk right back up. As long as it's damp underneath that mulch. And when you dig down, I bet you it's going to be damp more times than not. Now I see something else. It's probably not going to go in the chow chow, but check this out. Now I've talked a lot about this on your squash and your cucumbers. The leaves get a little floppy when it gets real hot. It doesn't need any water. It's just protecting itself so it doesn't respirate all its water out of its leaves during the hottest part of the day. That's a wonderful sized cucumber. And if I don't eat it first, it's probably going to go in the chow chow also. The whole point behind the way I plant is to have enough varieties
that we can come out here and use it like a grocery store. Pick something different every day, or the same thing depending on how we feel. Eat out of the garden, but then it's gonna get to a point, I've said it before, the hardest work you're ever gonna do is harvest. What do you do with that harvest? Today we're gonna make chow chow. You wanna see how I do that? Click that link right there, and I'll meet you in the kitchen. Till next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.